So I'm a little bit behind. So can you help me? I know it's season 4, and I'm like an old man, haven't caught up with technology on Game of Thrones.
I'll give you a quick whistle-stop tour.
Yeah.
Season 2, home burnt down, leaves home.
Oh, this is
Season
terrible.
3, walks through forest, meets new character, starts morphing into animals.
Right.
Okay.
That's cool. Gee, that's a great stuff. You're a pro at this business.
I've never sat on it either, and I'm really sad.
I sat on it once.
Did you?
Yeah.
Was it comfortable?
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
It's not too bad.
I thought it was like the most uncomfortable thing ever.
Well, it was fine for like a couple of seconds, I'm sure, if you're sitting on it for like 5 hours a day.
Jack's found like a certain position
And he's all like,
and how he sits on it.
Found my comfy spot.
So he's like, okay, to the left, back a bit. We found it.
That's why he's always sort of like to the side.
That's why he's always to the side, leaning. Yeah. Because it's the Jack position.
I thought it was just because he was the king of swag.
King of swag, indeed.
Okay, I have a question. Was it really ever awkward whenever you had to do the very intimate scenes? Like, did you find it uncomfortable? Was there like a moment you were like, I had to do what?
I had a body double. Corey and all that.
Do I have any intimate scenes?
What is that?
It's just bizarre doing those scenes, and they're funny because, you know, you're pretending to do something and there's a guy with a microphone literally that far away from you. And, you know, the driver's talking about lunch, what they're gonna have for lunch. They're just strange. And they're the farthest thing from intimacy in the world. So it depends on who you're being fake intimate with too. Because when they're not into it, boy, is that fun.
Those of you who think I don't have a smartphone, what did you think I was vining off of? This is just my phone in case I forget my name. It happens.
I remember in the first episode of like this season, it was something like, you know, the line was like, you know where Arya is.
I didn't like that woman.
And I tried it so many times, and David and Dan, the executive producers, they kept coming up to me and they were like, no, do you know where Arya is? So then I'm like, do you know where Arya is? And I'm like, Arya?
Yeah, everyone struggles with my name, including myself.
It's like, Arya. What are you doing? But it's not Arya, it's Arya.
It's just
Arya.
Arya. Like 2 syllables.
Like, are you going to the ball tonight?
Yeah, are you gonna eat a pie? And then you're like, no.
Are you or aren't you?
Yeah.
Anyway, so we changed it to Arya's alive.
More of a...
I think she'd object in the strongest possible terms if I tried to lie on top of her.
Right, good.
It'd be a bit of a gilly pancake.
What's a gilly pancake?
Well, you just see my back and then her arms and feet just sticking out from underneath. Yeah, so I think Hannah's got it written into a contract that whatever happens, that is not an option.
No gilly pancakes here at all.
No gilly pancakes. Now you got me thinking about pancakes.
Right, I'd like some pancakes. That sounds pretty good.
Only I could start answering a question about sex and bend it round to pancakes.
How much fun is it to torture Alfie Allen?
Well, it's on television, so I'm not really actually torturing him, but no, it's good fun. I mean, Alfie's a brilliant guy, and he's really...
Alfie's fans will be relieved to hear that there's no actual physical... No Alfie Allens were harmed in the making of this show.
Yeah, he still has a penis.
Hodor should win the throne, I think, because he's got good leadership qualities and sound political policy, so I think he'd be a very good leader.
Hodor! To be honest, the reason I got that part was because my sister printed off the wrong part for me to learn. And when I arrived there, I hadn't learned it, and I was so angry. They gave me another 4 hours to learn, and I had to sit in this bloody waiting room.
You came in angry?
I came in raging, and I just knew one point I had to lose it, and when I lost it, the guy nearly fell off his chair. So I thought that's a good sign.
Da, da.
La 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 la.
Dun, 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 dun. And it's like,
Little do you know it's actually me.
If I were to punch someone, I feel like glitter would just come out of my knuckles.
Really? Could you like fake punch me?
In like every
just do a slow motion.
glitter.
Oh, it was. It was like I'm at a wedding. It was amazing.
But still, I bet it was. See, look, she doesn't blink. She doesn't blink. She's not blinking. It's so freaky. She doesn't blink.
I would describe Oberyn as a deeply passionate person who is either going to kill you or have sex with you.
Kicking butt?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Hella yeah.
What's your go-to maneuver to bring someone down?
Sticking with the pointy end. Oh!
Yep, see, that's right. She still got it. The pointy end. That's what your dad, God rest his soul, said to you.
It was my brother, but still, God rest his soul, my brother, my dad. Oh God, they're all dead.
Ramsay's a lovely guy, really warm, friendly person. He likes taking walks in the countryside, murdering people, flaying people, torturing people, that kind of thing.
Daenerys Targaryen. It's getting close to the bone now. I think it's time for me to be honest. I think Dany should be rude.
I'd like to be Tyrion.
Hodor, 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 Hodor.
That life it is a game of moans, and sometimes they're overblown, but it can make you feel alone when people do not share your moans.
All right, calm down.
I've always had a real soft spot for Lord Varys. Oh, shut up.
And it's really lovely that you two have become very close friends, haven't you, whilst working on Game of Thrones? Don't pretend you were just...
And also, to the actors as well, how do you guys prepare for a set? What's going through your head, basically?
Kit? Oh, thanks. I've got away lightly on this TV show as far as how much I reveal.
So far.
So far. Thank you. But I think my opinion of it is that my favourite TV shows have got graphic scenes of sex in them. It's something that we do, hopefully, most days.
They're not strictly speaking TV shows, though.
On Game of Thrones, it was kind of like the worst death, I think, of all of them, because essentially you died because
a pillow
Bactine wasn't invented, you know,
right.
I mean, you died of an infection, which is like kind of a lame way for this big, scary. Yeah, but was there a back then? I keep saying that to my well, back in those times, they go, oh wait, these are the times when they had dragons. There were no times. These times didn't exist.
Yeah.
They could have Bactine. They have dragons.
But wasn't it Attila the Hun and Genghis Khan? They both died through poisoning, right?
You would know better than I have no idea. Guillermo, what did Attila the Hun die of poisoning?
I think so.
You think so? Okay, yeah. Thanks, bro. Okay, it's like my own version of Google.
You've had to learn a lot of kind of things like sword fighting, horse riding, surviving in like the wilds of Iceland, etc. For the show. I was just wondering if you yourselves were put into the actual like environment that Jon Snow and like Sam have to live in, Do you think you would survive, or like how long?
I don't think Sam would survive.
No.
John, in your estimation, how long would Kit survive in a Jon Snow-like environment?
In a Jon Snow-like environment? Longer than me. But people say, just with regards to, you know, horse riding and sword fighting and things, my advice to all young actors is to seek out characters who are terrible at everything.
I jumped on the plane and went straight back to London. But I was, I had like a pipe all the way up my leg when we were filming this, which kind of went all the way to here when I get stabbed with the blood. But the first time it went really terribly wrong. And so all the blood just poured inside my body, and it stains you for days, this redness.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we had to do it numerous times, which was traumatic enough. And, you know, it was the end of the show, and it was a traumatic scene. And, I managed to get on the plane, covered in fake blood, crying because I was kind of upset at the end of the whole job. And I kind of looked, I think I looked like I'd murdered someone and then got on a flight.
You were escaping. I would think sitting next to you would.
No
would
one
raise...
sabotaged me.
I'd like to be a warg. I'd like to like put myself into a wolf.
We have goblets. This is a goblet, and we've got some wine. And I thought it would be fun to talk to each other Game of Thrones style. Okay? All right, so... Shall we begin?
Yes.
Should I pour the drink, or do you...
Touch it.
How does... Okay, don't touch it. All right. We've already begun. Okay,
Yes.
here we go. Thank you.
That is a lovely tie. It's a shame it's around such a worthless neck.
Well, thank you for coming today. I know you have a busy schedule doing sex with your brother. It must be so exhausting.
So, you host a television program. How fun. You should enjoy it while it lasts.
You know, you're so good on the show. Is it a challenge to play Cersei, or you just naturally suck the life out of every room you enter?
You have such a way with words. I wonder if you'll be as clever when I have your tongue ripped from your throat.
It's always so nice having you on the show. It's a pity that this is the last time.
The last time. I believe your wife must say that to you every night.
Nicely done.
In terms of survival, shooting the pre-credit sequence in season 3, where it's supposed to be a continuation from the end of season 2, where Sam's still running from the White Walker. I had to run from about the end of the stairs to about those stairs over there, and in deep snow, in fairness to me, with a fairly heavy costume on. And I got to the end of there every single time when I was exhausted. And I said, just out of interest, how long do you reckon Sam would have been running for? And they said about we've worked out about 12 hours. And it's a terrible moment where you realise that Samwell Tarly is fitter than you are.
Which I love. I love this promotional shot that you've just kind of just covered the crotch.
Oh yeah, they did.
The whole movie, you don't see anything that's wider than a mid shot.
Is that right?
Well, not quite, but yeah, there was a.
So you're saying they put you in skin-tight pants and then didn't show them?
Well, we had about 2 days of screen tests for the skin-tight white pants.
Oh, you did?
Well, because it's Disney, so you know these are really tight pants, and it's Disney, so we had to kind of test things. We had to test things out.
Yeah, like Disney, like Donald Duck has no genitalia at all.
And the prince can't have any genitalia, apparently.
Yeah,
so
Prince Charming cannot have.
No, I'm not allowed it. And you know,
he's like a Ken doll in a way.
It's like a Ken doll, exactly.
It's wonderful, and this show would not exist without Tolkien's books or Peter Jackson's movies. But I don't think any of the hobbits ever got a boner, you know. And when we were,
Arya Stark hasn't been seen since her father was killed. What do you think happened to her? No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm sorry.